sons, married, 7 grandchildren. I vote for school budget always, yes.
We have to raise the money because it affects us. It is our fate. As far as our children are concerned, it's our future.
We really have to support our school budget.
I know that education needs to be supported no matter what the cost, and I don't think it's going to break us.
I haven't voted against the school budget yet.
A significant and growing percentage of the Long Island population, senior citizens. Those you are seeing were selected from focus groups brought together to explore attitudes of their generation toward public school budgets and support of public education. Senior citizens, people like you. Our children need your ongoing support.
What is so important? Why should I support public education? And I think the answer simply is that is part of a civilized society, that we have a responsibility to educate those who come after us and who are going to be the leaders of our nation and presumably increasingly of the world.
The kids are not gone. Maybe yours are gone. Your children might be gone. Your grandchildren are coming up. Your grandchildren's children are going to be coming up. We still need educated people, and we still need the schools, and the schools need the money.
I continue to support giving money to schools, and I think it's important to continue a high quality of education for our grandchildren, because if we don't, we're going to end up being an illiterate society.
The future prosperity of Long Island depends on a workforce which has the advanced skills to adapt to changing technologies that will affect all aspects of our local economy.
An educated society is, in my view, absolutely crucial to the continuation of a way of life which increasingly demands an educated population.
If we can at all help our schools, we're helping our children, we're helping our country, we're helping our nation. This is the important part. We cannot have a nation of individuals that don't know what they're doing.
You have to say there's something going on out there that we need help, and where are we going to get the help is from the boys and girls coming up. They're our future.
I mean, my kids all had a public school education. Nobody went to private schools. Nobody went to any place fancy. But I have a son that's a doctor. I have a son that's a research cancer scientist. And I have a daughter that teaches math. And I mean, I think they're all very productive individuals. And I think it's because they got a good education.
I think increasingly we are becoming dependent upon an educated workforce. I think industry more and more requires entry-level workers who are well-grounded in academics and in mathematics and the sciences, and an education that is focused on those subjects and those skills that are important to industry or to whoever the employer might be. Increasingly, I believe, we are dependent upon an educated workforce. I've got 2 grandchildren of mine, 2 grandsons who are just so important to me. I will do anything, and I assume this is true for all grandparents. I will do anything to help them, to support them, to give them a good start in life. And I think, you know, that's perhaps part of grandparenthood, not just being, you know, pals with your grandchildren, but making the effort to get them off to a good start. And there's nothing more important than a good educational and early educational experience.
Grandparents who are caretakers, and there are many, do have a responsibility to ensure that their grandchildren are receiving a really good education because they're the responsible ones. They're the trustees of these children.
And there are property values to consider. To ensure the value of your home and property, a quality school district is essential.
Property values will go down if you don't support education, because the first thing a young couple with children looks at is, can my child get a good education in this school district? And if they can't, it's in the paper. There are lists of which schools are good and which schools are bad. And if your area has a terrible reputation for bad schools, you're not going to sell your house.
It would help the value of your house if younger people came in and saw that this was a school district for their children to attend. Certainly, yes.
Do a little self-examination, an examination of what is important in society.
We know it's science. Science is your health, senior citizen. Science is telling me what I'll be taking, hopefully, maybe the next year or two, if I come down with something. So you need the science, so you put your money in that. You need the math because you need your reading. If you can't read, forget it.
And the superior education offered on Long Island ensures that future citizens of our democratic society will have the knowledge and skills to fully participate in government, passing on the values preserved for us by the greatest generation.
A good, solid educational foundation for children who will become adults and who will carry on a society to which senior citizens have contributed. And if they value their contribution, then it seems to me they want to make it possible for others to contribute and to keep going what they have started and help to sustain.
And what about taxes?
Our economy, it keeps increasing. Everything costs more. You have to expect to pay more for your school taxes. You can't just get a quality education for the same amount that you got it for 20 years ago. It isn't possible, especially now that they're using things like computers in the classroom and a different way of teaching that is more expensive to run a school now.
Call your local school district to inquire about ways seniors can save on their taxes. Participate in discussions and share ideas about how to lower taxes.
Think about what education means, what it means to your family. And then think about whether it's worth a few more pennies to pass a budget so that your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren and even your children, what benefits it will give them.
Long Island schools provide a safe haven for our children and grandchildren before, during, and after school. There are some expenses in the budget that are called mandated expenses. These are expenses that the state says we must incur before we can do anything else. But a successful school budget also ensures the continuation of programs that are not mandated expenses, programs that keep children engaged in meaningful activities such as sports, music, art, technology, after-school internships in the local community, and advanced learning activities. Non-mandated expenses also include the maintenance of facilities and grounds such as the walking track, adult education classes, and community organization meetings, which are all important to seniors. Since mandated expenses must be paid before these worthwhile programs, these programs only can be assured when school budgets pass.
My view is for education. What it takes to educate our kids, our grandchildren, and they don't have to be mine. They can be yours. They can be anybody's. These are the leaders of tomorrow, and we have to go that way.